Well, hi there. How are you today? It's a beautiful day in Colorado. My name is Michelle, if you don't know, but if you're on my page, you probably know it's me. But I've been contemplating, pondering the roller coaster of life, as you may say. And why? Well, I just got off this amazing podcast out in India. And the young lady who was interviewing me got me pondering on my past, on my life. I have never been asked so many questions about my past on any podcast. And so it was really eye opening for me to see my life again. Now, why do I say my life again? Because when you're living your life, how often do you stop and look back? Now, as a storyteller and as a speaker that I do a lot of reflection back, but not to the point that I did. I was asked, what was your lowest point in your life? And I shared with her that my lowest point in my life was I thought was being kicked out of my house when I was 16, my parents' house. And then I'm like, no, the next one would be, when I found out that when I had a brain injury and I lost everything and I lost so many friends and I thought I was alone in the world. And I went, no, the worst point was, and that's what triggered me. And I started crying. The worst, lowest point for me was going in for surgery for my breast cancer, for my double mastectomy, and holding my husband's hand and telling him, I'll be back, and not believing it. I think that was my lowest point. And then in the turn, so what is your lowest point? I mean, have you gone through anything in your life that you can look back and think, wow, I can't believe I made it through that? It's a deep thing that to contemplate in contemplating life, because it helps you appreciate the things that you are appreciative of, your high points. And so when she asked me, well, then what are your high points? I smiled. I'm like, oh, thank goodness, because I don't want to cry anymore. So my high point was, I have several, but one of the biggest high points for me is I remember laying on my grandfather's chest, against my grandfather's chest, and smelling the tobacco on him and hearing his heartbeat and watching the stars. We were sitting in the front of the house in the grass, looking up at the stars in the Philippines. And I remember that moment so purely, like he's still here next to me. That is a beautiful moment in my memory. So it counteracts the pain of the other ones. See, I'm crying again. This podcast really got me going this morning. So what is your low point? And right at that moment, when you're in your low point, think of what is your high point. So that high point is my grandfather, and I'm 6 years old. Then I had several more. The next one was when I got married on a stormy, rainy day in Omaha, Nebraska, and it was thundering and lightning, and it was crazy. And right when I got to the altar, all the rain stopped and the sun came out. The third one was when they handed me my first child. When they handed me that baby that I didn't even, well, I was told I couldn't have children, to hold that life and realize that I grew a life inside of me and that I wasn't as unworthy as I thought I was. So, what are your lowest points? Encounter them with your highest points. And if if you're willing to share, go ahead, put them in a comment, because I can see them. But my thing is how often do we contemplate and look back at our lives? It's important to do that because it helps us appreciate who we are now, where we have come from, and where we're possible to go to. And I love that experiment. And I am very appreciative of the podcaster who had me walk through that process with her, because I'm so used to helping other people with that. And I don't really focus on my own. And so perspective, good or bad. Is it good? Is it bad? Is it negative? Is it positive? Now, for those of you who've watched my journey, I mean, I've gone through a brain injury, breast cancer, I'm about to have another surgery. I've had 8 surgeries in the past 3 years, and they've all been kind of major. And good or bad? Yeah, it's bad. It's the pain, it's negative, but the growth, the change, the perspective, the levelness of no more pain is positive. So with the negative comes a positive, with the bad comes the good. And you have to find those things no matter what you are going through in your life. Yes, I'm getting a little spacey because that's where I am right now. So why am I on this? I saw a quote behind me. It's back there. It says, whatever makes you feel sunshine from the inside out, chase that. And I've been doing that for the past 3 years. So are you chasing your sunshine? Are you living your fullest life by chasing this thing that lights you up from the inside so that you can be that light in the world by being the best version of you, unapologetically? Unapologetically you. And I've been contemplating this roller coaster of life because I'm, again, going onto a surgery table tomorrow. And I will be down, supposedly, for 6 weeks. And I promised those who love me that I will take all the time I can to recover. So if you see me on the air next week or in 2 weeks and I have a sling, it's because I have a rotator cuff surgery and I might not be online. So I'm thinking that I'm going to be off the air for a good month. So kind of warning all of you when you start writing and saying, Michelle, how are you? I'm not left-handed. My right arm's going to be in a cast. So let's see if I can do anything. I'm real curious how I'm going to react to this one. And it's funny because all my other surgeries have been soft tissues and cancer and things like that. And they didn't scare me as much as this one has. This one is a mobility thing. And you hear stories of people saying, I got that rotator cuff surgery. Now I can't move my arm at all. Okay, I need my arm. Or I got rotator cuff surgery and I feel great. Okay, those are the people I'm focusing on. So what's good? What's bad? What's positive? What's negative? What happened in your life that is your lowest point? What is your highest point? I want you to contemplate that and realize how far you've gone in your world and that you are capable and able to go to far more than you think you can. And thank you for joining me today because I need to get that off my chest. That life is a roller coaster. We can either enjoy the ride, sit up front and go woo as we go down, or we can sit in the back and be whiplashed the whole time and wonder, why am I on this ride? Enjoy the ride. It will eventually end. And when it does, you're going to wish you could have started all over again. Deep, huh? Well, I wish I knew who came on to say hi, but no one said hi. So I'm feeling all alone, all by myself. Have a good rest of your week, rest of your month. If I don't come back online for a while, please join my partner, Brian Swanson, on Friday at noon on the podcast, Denim and Pearls. We have a Facebook page. Go over there. I'll put the link down here below so that you can go over there and click on it and know when we go live on Fridays. And my thing is if I can, I will Skype in to the live, depending on when my surgeries are. My surgery is on Friday, and possibly the next Friday I'll be Skyping in back into the podcast. So that'll be fun, huh? It'll be interesting. So please, I'll put the link below. Join Brian on tomorrow, Friday, at Denim and Pearls. And if you're really, 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 really fancy, go to our YouTube page, Denim and Pearls. You can find the link on that page. And subscribe, because we need 200 people to subscribe so we can change our name from XQTYWRZ blah, 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 blah to Denim and Pearls. We'd appreciate that. Okay, enough of my jabbering because I don't know who's here talking to me. Oh, Brian's on. Hi, Brian. Put the link below so that people know how to find Denim and Pearls. But have the best week. And I hope to be on next week with Brian and on Denim and Pearls, and say some positive thoughts and prayers and everything else for my surgery team tomorrow. Make sure that they have steady hands and I come out like a shining star and I can raise my arm higher than this because my right arm doesn't. Have a great week, everybody, and thank you. And I apologize for not answering any of my Facebook messages starting tomorrow because apparently I will be recovering. Have a great week. TTFN. See you on Denim and Pearls. Ciao.